Hello, and welcome to another segment of the Chesapeake Thrive Show. My name is Shaughnessy Butler, and today we have special guests from Healthy Chesapeake, Ms. Danielle Porzik and Teresa Licata. How are you all doing today?
Doing
Good.
well. How are you?
Doing great. Yes, so today we're going to talk a little bit about our priority area for health. And Healthy Chesapeake does some wonderful work in the community. We just want to make sure everybody knows exactly what you all do. So can you all kind of explain to me what are your focus for Healthy Chesapeake?
Sure. So I think we are heavily population health. So we do a lot of preventative measures, whether it is with food or healthcare, chronic diseases, lifestyle changes, social determinants of health. We really try to get people to be as healthy as they can, so that they don't end up with chronic diseases, comorbidities, stuck in a cycle of poor health and poverty.
Yes, I think that's really good. Like making sure people don't get those chronic diseases, so you all kind of tackle into those healthy techniques and tips to help people out in the community. So can you all kind of discuss some of those programs that you all kind of like offer? Like for example, the Healthy Chef program or like the Garden to Table segment?
Yes, so the Healthy Chef program is a program I manage for getting information out into the community about health and wellness. The main focus is nutrition education, food literacy, and teaching healthy cooking classes, connecting that with healthy food access, and so I teach classes with other organizations. So we partner directly with other organizations to have participants and individuals. So instead of working directly with individuals, we focus on partner organizations. Collaborative efforts, we work directly with the libraries, with other nonprofit organizations, and focusing on serving the individuals that we have like missions to serve.
Good. So I could actually come to you and say, hey, can you teach me how to make a smoothie or what are those things, the overnight oats?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Interactive cooking classes are kind of my sweet spot. That's what I really enjoy doing, getting people to actually make the food themselves, which is where the cooking classes come in, working with I work a lot with 4Kids and their population, their alumni. I have a food program that we run there. We feed the kids and the families every day. Getting exposure in learning new ingredients, getting children exposed to healthy foods, hiding vegetables in meals when we can, but also getting them to see what these foods are, introducing and tasting fruits and vegetables and understanding where they come from. That's a big part of what we do, is understanding where we come from, which is that food literacy part, identifying healthy food. And the nutrition education is the component where we educate them on why it's necessary to eat healthy foods. Prevention of chronic diseases, which is kind of where we connect, and focusing on overall population health, and the underserved population is more of our focus. Even though we serve everyone in the city and we focus on that whole population, the underserved population is where we find that food insecurity piece is really prominent.
Yes, and it's needed because a lot of children or even adults too, they're not familiar what is healthy for them to like consume. So the fact that you have these classes that you take or that you provide, or even like you're partnering with some of those organizations like 4Kids, it helps them to learn different things, and you never know, they might pass along to somebody else too.
That is the goal.
Yes.
Children teaching their parents, parents teaching their children. It's all about breaking that cycle.
Yes. So I know there's another program too, the Hub. Can you explain to us exactly what is that?
The Hub is my chronic disease prevention and management component. It is a support program for low-income, underserved individuals in Chesapeake that have either type 2 diabetes or hypertension. So the goal is to get them access to resources that are needed that you don't see in your 15-minute doctor's appointment. They have access to see a diabetic nurse practitioner, an RN, and a social worker, to kind of get more of that health education, that holistic approach, one-on-one. It's a very high-touch model. It's very individualized. And then they do get to leave with about 100 pounds of produce and lean protein that is provided from the food bank through our Food is Medicine program. And they get healthy recipes to get them to try new things. Why does squash grow when it grows? What is it that your body needs from it? And how do we prepare that in a way that may be a little bit healthier than you were brought up or is culturally normal for you?
I agree, because I can personally say that hypertension or type 2 diabetes runs very heavily in my family. I think it has a lot to do on the upbringing, like you said, culture wise. Not a lot of people knew, okay, it's not okay to just eat fats all day long. You need to throw in some vegetables sometimes, like you said, with the squash and everything. So your program is amazing. So another question I have for you is like, what is the connection between Healthy Chef and the Garden to Table program?
Well, Healthy Chef and Garden to Table are really just hand in hand. And we also connect with Danielle's CARE program for chronic disease management. So the Garden to Table program, and it is our community garden program. We have 20 community gardens currently throughout the city of Chesapeake. They're at individual owned property. They are at city, in front of city buildings. They are at churches. Whoever is really interested in focusing on the purpose of a community garden, which is to truly feed the community and educate the community. The Master Gardeners are one of our biggest partner, I think, right? Yeah, they're our biggest partner, our biggest support. Virginia Cooperative Extension is
Big thanks to them.
Yes, yes. They help develop the gardens, direct support for the gardens, and they do workshops, education, agricultural education, not just with food, but with flowers, with bees, with honey, pollination, and teaching all of those components, how to grow your own food. And that's that healthy food access component, which is why we developed the Garden to Table program in the first place. So having these gardens, there's one at the Cuffey Library where the community comes out and picks food. You know, the kids were clipping cucumbers and snacking on cucumbers at the rec center right there at Cuffey. And the community is coming over and clipping broccoli in the winter, you know. So having that year-round support for the healthy produce. And the healthy food access component partners in with our Healthy Chef program to right there with the food literacy and nutrition education and reducing food insecurity. Without the healthy food access, you really can't move on to any of those other things. So
There's a rooftop garden as well.
Yes, rooftop garden.
Plays big into this.
Yeah, and we're working with a garden that's developing an orchard. So you know, there's so many different components, and that healthy food access component really is crucial to all of our programs, because that is what's getting food out. The gardens donate, they weigh and donate the food. Some of the food comes to us directly and goes to the hub to support the hub patients, clients, and some of the food comes to for kids to support the nutrition education there. Other food goes to the food bank from these gardens. There's multiple libraries, some schools in the community. Plant a Row for the hungry, that's supported by the Master Gardeners. We have a lot of food that goes there. So it's several thousand pounds of food a year that is grown through the community gardens and donated to the community directly.
Wow. So it's kind of safe to say that it takes a village to raise a healthy community.
Yes, it does.
It does. Because of all the partners and things that you all have. And the fact that you have a lot of different gardens in different places throughout the city, I think is very important, because it taps into different communities that really, really need it.
Yes.
So How do all the programs, well, I'm sorry, you kind of already spoke on that just a little bit, but how can people actually get in contact with you all for maybe volunteer services, or if they're interested in like posting up a garden in their area as well?
I would say go through the website.
Yep.
There's a contact us section, and it goes directly to Healthy Chesapeake email, and then it kind of gets streamlined to whomever is best to catch it at that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and working directly with other partners that we have in the community, whether it be WIC or even the SNAP office, other the libraries, because
Chesapeake Regional, the
Just-
mobile
yep.
clinic, we also are connected with, so yeah.
Okay, and don't forget us too at Chesapeake Thrives. We're going to
Yes,
always make sure that we
absolutely.
promote you all too. So
Yep.
I do want to say thank you so much for both of y'all joining us today for our segment.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chesapeake Thrive Show. We'll see you next time.